Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive today.
Mm,
We're going to be talking about how to become a millionaire, and we're going to be basing this all off an article
Okay.
called 6 Steps to Becoming a Millionaire. And I was really intrigued when I first saw this article,
Yeah.
um, especially because it doesn't rely on any like get-rich-quick schemes.
Right. Those are always a little sus.
Totally.
It's refreshing to see an approach that,
Yeah,
is focused on consistent effort and smart choices, things that we can actually control.
I know. I love that it's all about
Mm.
like a realistic approach.
Absolutely.
So are you ready to dive into these 6 steps?
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So step one is start saving early. And they really emphasize this concept of compounding,
Yes, compounding.
which sometimes I get a little confused about still.
It's like a snowball effect. Imagine pushing a snowball down a hill. It starts small, but as it gathers more snow, it just grows exponentially. That's basically compounding your earning interest on your interest. So the earlier you start investing, even with small amounts, the more time that money has to multiply itself.
That makes so much sense, and I love that snowball analogy
Yeah.
because it really helps me visualize it.
Yeah.
Like even if you start with a tiny little snowball,
Yeah,
it can get massive.
it can. And the article gives this great example. If you save $500 per month, starting at age 20, by the time you're 57, you'll have over $1.32 million.
What?
Just from consistently saving and letting compounding work its magic.
$1 million.
Over $1 million.
That's insane. Okay, so step two is to avoid unnecessary spending and debt.
Yeah,
And this one feels personal.
it does.
Like this is going to be hard.
The article poses this thought-provoking question before every purchase.
Okay.
Do I need this, or do I want to be a millionaire more?
Whoa.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's a really good question that I need to start asking myself. Because I feel like, especially like that daily coffee,
Oh, yeah.
that can really add up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about making those conscious choices that align with your long-term goals. We buy things for emotional reasons, not logical ones a lot of times.
Oh,
Recognizing that can be a real game changer.
totally. Right. So step three is about your savings rate.
Okay.
And they recommend saving at least 15% of your income.
Yeah, at least 15%.
But the average American savings rate is only 3.4%.
I know, it's
That's a huge gap.
huge.
Right.
So, but, saving 15% might seem daunting.
Yeah.
But if you save just $10 a day, that's already over $3,600 a year.
$10 a day. Okay,
Yeah.
that feels way more manageable
Right.
than like 15%.
Yeah.
But what if your income just isn't enough to save that much?
Well, that brings us to step number 4.
Okay.
Making more money.
Ooh, I like that.
This isn't just about, hoping for a raise. It's about investing in yourself.
I'm investing in myself. Okay, I'm listening.
Improving your skills and your knowledge. That can open up doors to higher earning potential and new career opportunities.
So like the example in the article with
Yes.
the licensed practical nurse
Yeah.
becoming a registered nurse.
With some extra training, you can significantly boost your income.
Okay, so it's not just about like saving what I have,
Yeah.
but also making more.
Exactly.
Right.
Cool.
It's like giving your snowball a bigger push down that hill.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so we've tackled starting early, avoiding those unnecessary expenses, saving consistently, boosting our income. What's next?
Step 5 is all about lifestyle inflation.
Okay.
As you start earning more, it's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, a bigger house, a nicer car. The article warns against falling into that trap.
Yeah, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, I have more money. I can spend more money. Exactly, but it's important to reward yourself, but resist the urge to inflate your lifestyle with every raise or bonus. If you can maintain your current lifestyle while your income increases, that's when you can really supercharge your savings rate.
Right. So it's all about finding that
Yeah.
balance between
Yes.
like enjoying life, but also setting myself up for the future.
It's all about making those conscious choices that align with your long-term financial goals.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So step 6 is get help if you need it. And this one I feel like I need
I think we all do.
because this is a lot
It is.
and I'm not a financial whiz by any means.
Financial planning can be complex,
Yeah.
and the article suggests considering a financial advisor, especially if your situation's a little complicated.
Yeah. And they can help you navigate all these like different retirement accounts and stuff.
Oh, yeah, all those 401ks, 403bs,
Yeah.
traditional and Roth IRAs.
That's a lot.
They can be overwhelming.
Okay. So let's start with The 401k and 403b.
Okay.
Those are like the ones you typically hear about when you start a new job, right?
Yeah. Yes, the employer-sponsored retirement plans.
Yeah, I remember being so lost
I bet.
when I first encountered those forms.
They offer some fantastic advantages, especially if your employer offers a matching contribution.
Okay, yeah, tell me about that.
That's essentially free money
Free money.
that you're leaving on the table if you don't contribute enough
Okay,
to get the full match.
so they'll match what I contribute.
Up to a certain percentage.
Okay, so how much?
It depends on your employer's plan.
Oh, okay, so I need to check that out.
You do.
All right, and then what about these contribution limits? The article mentioned, I think it was like $23,000 for 2024.
You are correct.
Okay.
For 2024, the contribution limit for 401k and 403bs is $23,000. But if you're 50 or older, you can contribute an additional $7,500
Oh, okay.
as a catch-up contribution, bringing the total to $30,500.
Okay, so there's like
A little bonus.
a little bonus.
If you're older.
Yes, and those contributions grow tax deferred.
Tax deferred, can you explain that?
Of course.
Like, I'm 5. All right, so essentially you get a tax break now because you don't have to pay taxes on that money until you withdraw it in retirement.
Oh,
It's like letting your money grow tax-free for years.
wow. That's pretty awesome.
It is.
Okay, so these 401ks and 403bs sound pretty awesome, especially with like the employer match
And the tax benefits.
and the tax benefits, yes. So what other types of retirement accounts are there?
Well, the article also mentions traditional and Roth IRAs.
Okay,
These are individual retirement accounts that you can open on your own.
so I could have like
Yeah.
a 401k and an IRA.
You can.
Oh, okay, cool.
The key difference between traditional and Roth IRAs is when you pay taxes.
Okay, and this is where I always get confused.
Don't worry, I'll break it down.
Be-
So with a traditional IRA, you get a tax deduction up front,
Okay,
which means you reduce your taxable income now, but you pay taxes on the money when you withdraw it in retirement.
yeah,
So you're basically delaying the tax payment.
okay, got it.
With a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on the money you contribute up front, but then all withdrawals in retirement are tax-free.
So Roth IRA pay taxes now, not later.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional IRA don't pay taxes now, pay them later.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
How do I know which one is right for me?
That's a great question. The answer depends on your individual circumstances and tax situation. If you're early in your career, you're probably in a lower tax bracket.
Okay,
So a Roth IRA might be more advantageous because
Okay.
those contributions are taxed at your current lower rate, and then those withdrawals in retirement are tax-free.
that makes sense. So like take advantage of my lower tax bracket
Exactly.
now to avoid higher taxes later.
Precisely, a financial advisor can help you determine which IRA option is best for you.
Perfect. And then the contribution limits for those, are those the same?
They're a bit lower.
Okay.
For 2024, the contribution limit for both traditional and Roth IRAs is $7,000, or $8,000 if you're 50 or older.
Okay, so even if I max out my 401k,
Yeah.
I can still
You can still contribute to an IRA
contribute to an IRA.
to boost your retirement savings even further.
Perfect. I love that.
And then the article briefly mentions SEP and simple IRAs,
Right.
which are geared towards self-employed individuals and small business owners.
So like self-employed versions.
You could say that. They have their own set of rules
Yeah.
and contribution limits, but they're definitely worth exploring if you fall into that category.
Cool. Okay, so we covered a lot of ground with all these
Really?
different retirement accounts. And I'm starting to feel like I'm actually getting a handle on this stuff.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So remember, these accounts are just tools to help you reach your financial goals. The key is to use them strategically and consistently.
Okay, that makes sense. So with all these different accounts and strategies,
Yeah,
is becoming a millionaire really achievable?
absolutely.
Okay.
The article shares a great example of Joe.
Okay, I love a good example.
All right, so Joe, he's not a Wall Street tycoon.
Mm.
He starts saving at age 33.
Okay.
He earns a modest $50,000 a year. He diligently contributes to his 401k. He takes full advantage of his employer's match. He also consistently contributes to a Roth IRA. And guess what? By the time he reaches retirement at age 67, he has accumulated over $1.25 million.
Whoa. Over $1 million.
Just by consistently saving and investing.
That is so inspiring.
It is.
And it makes it feel so much more achievable.
It does.
So the article then broke it down
Yeah.
even further and was like, what if he started saving earlier?
Exactly. So if Joe had started saving at age 23,
Okay.
just 10 years earlier, he would have ended up with over $2.1 million by age 67.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Just 10 years.
The power of compounding.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if Joe waited until age 43 to start saving,
Okay.
he would have only accumulated around $640,000.
Okay, so it's still a good amount of money,
Yeah,
but like significantly less.
significantly less than
Fair.
if he had started earlier.
Yeah, so the takeaway here is start early,
Start early.
even if it's just a little bit.
It makes a huge difference.
Okay, perfect. So we've covered the first 6 steps,
Yeah,
and we delved into all these different retirement accounts. My brain is full,
as is mine.
but in a good way.
In a good way, we're just getting started, though. There's still so much to explore.
I'm excited to dive into the rest.
You know, while those retirement accounts are great
Yeah.
for long-term wealth, the article also mentions taxable brokerage account.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that, but I kind of glossed over it.
Yeah, so think of it like this.
Okay.
It's like a store for your investments.
Yeah.
You can buy a bunch of different stocks and bonds and other assets. It's like building your own diversified portfolio. You have more control over your investment choices compared to like a retirement account.
Okay, more freedom and flexibility.
Exactly.
But what's the taxable part all about?
So unlike retirement accounts,
Okay.
which offer those nice tax advantages, with a brokerage account, you invest with after-tax money.
Okay, so
Eh.
I've already paid taxes on that,
You got it.
but I thought you only had to pay taxes when you sell investments and make a profit.
You're partially right.
Oh, yeah.
You do have to pay taxes on any profits when you sell with a taxable brokerage account.
Right.
You might also have to pay taxes on dividends or interest,
Okay, that your investments generate.
even if you don't sell.
Okay, so you got to factor in
You
those
do.
things.
But despite those taxes,
Okay.
brokerage accounts can be super valuable,
Oh.
especially for goals that aren't retirement related,
Oh, okay.
like saving for a down payment on a house
Okay.
or your kid's college fund.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we got our retirement accounts for the long term.
Yes.
And brokerage accounts.
For other big
Exactly.
life events.
A well-rounded financial strategy.
Yes, love that. So speaking of strategy, the article also mentioned understanding your risk tolerance
Yes.
at different stages of life.
Super important.
Can you explain what that means?
Sure. Risk tolerance is basically
Okay.
how comfortable you are with the possibility of losing money.
Okay.
So younger investors, like yourself,
Okay.
have more time to recover from losses.
Right.
So you might be more comfortable taking on more risk.
So I could be bolder
Knowing that I have time.
to bounce back.
Exactly. You could aim for higher returns,
Yeah.
even if it means accepting a little more volatility.
Okay.
And then as you get closer to retirement,
Yeah.
you might want to shift to a more conservative approach.
Right. You don't want to be
Yeah.
taking big risks when you're about to retire. Okay. So it's like finding that balance between growth potential and protecting what you've saved.
Yes, adjusting your sails as you navigate the financial seas.
I love these analogies. Okay, so we covered the 6 steps. We talked about all the different retirement accounts and even brokerage accounts.
It's like that.
A masterclass, yes. And it makes it feel so much less intimidating.
It does, but remember, this is a journey,
Yeah.
not a sprint.
Okay.
It takes time, it takes discipline, and it takes consistent effort.
Totally. It's like training for a marathon.
It is.
You wouldn't just like, expect to run 26 miles
Overnight.
overnight.
No.
Yeah. And just like crossing the finish line. Of a marathon,
Yes.
achieving financial freedom it's incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, it opens up so many possibilities.
It does.
Less stress, more control
sure.
over your life.
Reaching the summit of a mountain.
Yes, I love that.
You know, and what I find really inspiring about this article
Yeah.
is it doesn't just focus on the financial aspects. It also talks about like investing in yourself
Oh, yeah?
and finding fulfillment in your career.
I love that part
Yeah,
because I think it's so important to have a job that you
it is.
enjoy.
And that can lead to greater success
Yeah.
and satisfaction, which then impacts your financial well-being.
It's like this.
A positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
When you're passionate about your work,
Yeah.
you're more likely to excel, to
Yeah.
be more productive,
Mhm.
and ultimately to earn more.
So it's not just about chasing the big paycheck,
No.
but finding something that, like, aligns with your interests and values.
Exactly. And that might involve taking some calculated risks.
Okay.
Like pursuing additional education or training to enhance your skills.
Like the nursing.
Yes, exactly. They might have to work extra hours or take out loans. But in the long run, it can lead to a significantly higher income.
Totally.
And it's not just about formal education.
Right.
Investing in yourself could be learning a new skill online, attending industry conferences, or even working with a mentor.
Oh, yeah. Those are all good. Examples.
It's about constantly expanding your knowledge and your skill set.
Yeah, to stay
Relevant
relevant, to increase your value.
in the marketplace, yes.
And don't underestimate the power of networking.
Oh, yeah. Networking is
Key.
so important.
Yeah, it's like building your
Support system.
support system, yes.
You can learn from others, you can share ideas, and you can potentially open doors to new opportunities.
I love that.
The article also mentioned some interesting statistics about
Oh, yeah.
retirement confidence.
Yeah, what were those again?
Only 22% of people feel very confident
Oh, wow.
that they're doing a good job preparing for retirement.
That's a really low number.
That's the bit.
And it's surprising because we talk so much about retirement.
We do.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's a combination of factors.
That-
For some people, it might be lack of financial literacy.
All right.
They don't understand the basics of investing or how to create a retirement plan. Others, it could just be procrastination.
Yeah.
They know they should be saving, but they keep pushing it off.
Procrastination is real.
It is.
But, as we saw from Joe's example, starting early
Starting early makes a huge difference.
is so important.
And then there's also the emotional side of money.
Right.
Some people avoid thinking about retirement because it's so far off or because they're scared to face their financial reality.
It's like avoiding going to the doctor.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to know what's wrong.
But just like with your health,
Yeah.
the earlier you address any financial issues, the better equipped you'll be
Makes sense.
to relate with them.
So for those of us feeling a little overwhelmed, what's the first step?
If you haven't already,
Okay.
start by creating a budget.
Budget.
Understand where your money's going. Identify areas where you could potentially save more.
Got it. What else?
Next, explore those retirement savings options.
Okay.
If your employer offers a 401k or a 403b, take advantage of it,
Okay.
especially if they offer that matching contribution. And consider opening an IRA
Okay.
to supplement that employer-sponsored plan.
So budget first, then retirement accounts.
Yes.
And when should you talk to a financial advisor?
That's a great question. A financial advisor can be super valuable, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the options,
Okay.
if your financial situation's complex, or if you simply want personalized guidance.
Like a personal trainer.
Exactly. For your finances.
Yep.
They can help you create that customized workout plan to reach your financial goals.
I love that. And I'm sure they can help you stay accountable,
Oh, absolutely.
which I need.
And they provide an objective third-party perspective.
Okay, so that's great if you can afford that. But for those of us who can't.
There's tons of resources available, online and at your local library.
Oh, perfect.
Look for reputable websites, books, and even podcasts that cover personal finance topics.
Okay, so we got budgeting, retirement accounts, professional advice,
Yeah.
and DIY resources.
It's like we're building a
Toolkit
toolkit.
for success.
I love it. What else is crucial for reaching that $1 million goal? Mindset.
Okay.
Mindset is everything.
Oh, I love a good mindset. Pep talk.
It's about shifting your perspective
Right.
from scarcity to abundance.
Okay.
It's about believing that you are worthy of wealth and that financial freedom is achievable.
It's like Henry Ford said,
Yeah,
whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
exactly.
Love that.
Your beliefs shape your reality.
Yeah.
If you believe you can become a millionaire, you're more likely to take those actions to make it happen.
So it's not just about the practical steps, but also the mindset.
It's both.
Yeah.
And remember, the journey to becoming a millionaire, it's not always going to be smooth sailing.
Of course.
There will be ups and downs, challenges and setbacks.
Yeah.
Life happens,
Yeah.
but it's how you respond to those challenges that determines your success.
Makes sense.
The millionaire mindset. It's about resilience. It's about perseverance and a commitment to learning and growing.
Like all those entrepreneurs
Exactly.
who face countless rejection.
Any rejection.
Yeah.
But they didn't give up.
They
Yeah.
did. And it's important to remember that financial success isn't just about the money.
Right.
It's about the freedom, the security,
Yeah.
and the opportunities that come with it.
Living life on your own terms.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's about pursuing your passions without financial limitations,
I love that.
creating a life of abundance and purpose,
Yes.
where money is a tool to support your dreams.
Not a source of stress.
Not a source of stress, exactly.
Okay, love that.
So as we continue on this journey to becoming millionaires, let's remember to cultivate that millionaire mindset, to embrace those challenges, and celebrate the wins along the way. Absolutely. Speaking of celebrating wins, remember Joe
Yes, Joe.
and how much more he would have
Yeah.
if he started saving earlier.
The power of starting early.
Yeah, it was like
A game changer.
a game changer, and it got me thinking,
Okay.
what if we could go back in time
Ooh.
and give our younger selves some advice?
I love this. What would you tell your younger self?
Oh, man. Knowing what I know now, start saving
Yes.
and investing, like as early as possible.
Even if it's just a small amount.
Yes, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
And be more intentional about my career choices.
Ooh, I like that. And invest in
Yeah.
developing those skills that are going to make you more money.
Yes. What about you?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I think I would tell myself not to be afraid to take calculated risks.
No?
And to be more confident in my abilities.
I love that.
I would also encourage myself to focus on building that strong financial foundation, even if it meant making sacrifices in the short term.
I think it's so valuable to reflect on that.
That is,
Like, what would you tell your younger self?
your younger self.
It can help us stay focused.
It can. And make more informed choices going forward.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about saving, investing, mindset. But I feel like there's one more piece
Okay, what's that?
of the puzzle
Yeah.
that we need to address. The article focused a lot on building wealth
Right.
through saving and investing. But what about spending?
Ooh, spending. That's a good one.
Yeah, how do we make sure that we're using our wealth wisely and not just accumulating it?
That's a fantastic point. It's not just about how much money you make or how much you save, but how you use those resources.
To live a good life.
To live a fulfilling life.
Yeah.
A meaningful life.
Okay, so let's talk about mindful spending.
Mindful spending, I like that.
How do we make sure that our spending aligns with our values?
I'd say the first step is to differentiate
Okay.
between needs and wants.
Okay. Needs versus wants.
We all have basic needs, like food, shelter, clothing. But beyond those essentials, a lot of our spending falls into the want category.
Okay, so needs are essentials. Wants.
Wants are extras.
Extra.
But there's definitely some gray area.
Oh, yeah.
It can be subjective. What's a need versus a want? It depends on your lifestyle and your circumstances.
Right, like a car.
Exactly. A car could be a need.
Yeah.
If you live in a rural area with limited transportation.
But if you're in a city
But if you live in a city,
with public transit,
oh,
it's more of a want.
more of a want.
Okay, so be honest with yourself
Be honest.
about what you really need and what you just want.
And then once you've done that,
Okay.
prioritize.
Prioritize. Okay.
Ask yourself, what brings me the most joy and fulfillment? What aligns with my values and my long-term goals?
So be intentional
Be intentional.
with your spending.
And sometimes that means making trade-offs.
Okay.
You know, maybe you cut back on eating out so you can save for that dream vacation.
Okay.
Or you downsize your house to work fewer hours and spend more time with family.
I love that.
It's all about recognizing that every spending decision is a choice. And those choices have the power to shape your life.
Okay, so it's not about
That's
wants,
depriving yourself.
depriving yourself,
It's not.
but making sure that your wants
Align going.
align with your goals and values.
Exactly.
Okay, love that. So,
It's about finding that sweet spot where your spending supports your well-being and contributes to a life of abundance.
and fulfillment.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so
Okay.
we've covered saving, investing, mindset, and mindful spending.
Yeah.
I'm feeling ready
You got this.
to tackle this millionaire journey.
And remember, it's one step at a time.
Correct.
Consistent progress.
Yeah.
And enjoying the journey along the way.
I love that this has been so enlightening. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective
You too.
on finances.
It's been a pleasure
It has been.
exploring this with you.
Now, before we wrap up,
Okay,
I have one final thought-provoking question.
I'm ready. Hit me.
If you could invest in one skill or area of knowledge,
To boost your earning potential,
okay,
what would it be?
that's a great one. It
Yeah.
really makes you think about your own personal and professional development.
And it ties back into that
Yeah.
investing in yourself thing. Investing in yourself. I love that. So to our listener out there, we challenge you to explore this question. What skill or knowledge could you acquire that would open up new opportunities for you?
It's something to think about.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us as we explored this path to becoming a millionaire. Remember, it's a journey, not a sprint. And with consistent effort and smart choices, financial freedom is within your reach.
It's crazy to think only 18% of Americans feel confident about retiring comfortably.
Yeah, that's a really low number.
It makes you realize how important it is to be proactive
Absolutely.
and take control.
It's so easy to get caught up in the here and now. But we can't neglect our long-term well-being.
Right, and it's not even just about having enough money to cover expenses.
It's about having the freedom to enjoy those years.
Yeah, to travel.
To travel, pursue hobbies.
Spend time with loved ones, maybe even give back to our communities.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
So how do we overcome those feelings of fear and overwhelm that can prevent us?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the first step is just to acknowledge those feelings.
Okay.
It's normal to feel intimidated or even scared when it comes to money.
Especially if you don't really know a lot about it.
Especially if you haven't had much experience with financial planning.
It's like anything else, though. The more
Yeah,
you understand it,
exactly.
the less scary it becomes.
And that's where education comes in.
Sure.
The more you learn about personal finance, the more confident and empowered you'll feel.
Right. So replace fear and uncertainty
Yeah,
with knowledge and action.
exactly. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Oh, yeah. There's so many resources
So many resources.
that we talked about.
From books and podcasts to financial advisors, even online communities.
It's like a whole team of people rooting for you.
I love that analogy. And just like with any team, communication is key.
Right.
Don't be afraid to talk to your partner, your family, or trusted friends
Yeah.
about your financial goals and challenges.
Break the taboo around talking about money.
Yes, normalize it.
Normalize it, yeah.
The more we talk about it openly and honestly, the more we can learn and support each other.
And remember, everyone's financial journey is different.
Absolutely.
It's not one size fits all.
It's about defining what financial success means to you. What are your goals? What are your priorities? Create a plan that aligns with your unique vision.
I love that it's like run your own race.
Run your own race.
Yes, celebrate your own wins.
Exactly. Celebrate those wins no matter how big or small.
Yeah.
Whether it's paying off a credit card debt, maxing out your retirement contributions, or finally investing in that dream project.
I love that.
Acknowledge your progress. Give yourself credit for the steps you're taking.
Focus on your own race.
Focus on your own race.
Yeah, and remember, it's a marathon,
It is a marathon.
not a sprint.
Not a sprint. There will be ups and downs, detours, and unexpected challenges.
Just like with a marathon, you gotta keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward one step at a time.
Yeah, and enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
Right. Financial freedom isn't just about reaching that number.
It's about creating a life of abundance, purpose, and joy.
Okay, I love that. Remember that question we asked earlier
Oh, yeah.
about investing in a skill to boost your earning potential?
That was a good one.
And I've been thinking about it. And I think the most valuable skill
Okay.
is financial literacy.
That's great, Brian.
The more we understand about money, the better we can manage it
Absolutely.
and make good decisions.
Informed decisions.
Yeah.
Create a more secure future for ourselves and our loved ones.
It's like giving ourselves the gift of financial empowerment.
I love that.
So to our listeners out there, keep learning,
Keep learning.
keep exploring, keep investing in your financial education.
The rewards will be worth it.
It will be. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us
It's been a pleasure.
as we explored the path to becoming a millionaire. It's a journey, not a sprint. Consistent effort, smart choices, a little inspiration, and financial freedom is within your reach.